Definitely, you're an example of a young Cameroonian giving us great hope in the music industry. You are welcome. There you go. You're welcome to the second half of Cameroon Feeling. I am Patience Mbele Fomian. As you can see, I'm in a very busy space at the National Advanced School of Public Works. This segment of the program is going to be exciting because I know that Sally and Nanga Tekemba is on standby in the Southwest region, where we're going to be able to see young Cameroonians in entrepreneurship. Also, on this half of Cameroon Feeling, we will hear from the youngsters on what they are doing currently to build Cameroon. But let's begin with the students right here who are going to tell me what I was just doing there and what happens in this laboratory. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Amin Kenkemone Jr.
Okay. What about you?
Good morning, I'm Pokam Kamgeng Vanilla.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Amin Ken.
Okay.
Where are we right now and what happens here?
Welcome to the Joe Material Laboratory. This is our prestigious laboratory in our prestigious school, the National Advanced School of Public Works, designed for engineers. Thank you. Okay, in this laboratory, we carry out some different experimentations on different materials which are being used in construction. Okay. Normally, we talk about soil, which is a local material that we have commonly. We talk about aggregates that we use in the formulation of concrete. We talk about cement that we use in all our construction works, and concrete in general. Thank you.
So I am keen on knowing exactly what I was helping around. They just gave me something, I was carrying it.
Okay.
Now I want to know exactly what we were doing.
Okay, the post there, they are carrying out what they call a sieving test.
Okay.
What is the role of the sieving test? The sieving test is used to determine the distribution of particle size, because a material might not be uniform. In a whole material, you have different diameters of particles. So that test is there to divide the particles according to their particle size and be able to classify the material so they can be used now for the formulation of concrete, for the design of engineering works.
All right, great. They are so concentrated. Let's not interrupt them. Just tell me what they're up to.
Okay, there they are carrying out what they call a methylene blue test. What is the role of methylene blue test? And it's important to know that the methylene blue test is carried out only on soil material, only on soil, because soil contains clay. Now, if you want to investigate what is the quantity of clay that the soil contains, we carry out the methylene blue test. And from the clay content, we'll be able to classify our soil particles.
And why is that important?
And why is very important? Because that test, for example, when we want to formulate stabilized earth bricks, because the government just recently promoted the use of stabilized earth bricks for the construction. Now, why is it important? Because the quantity of clay matters. You know, clay absorbs a lot of water. And you have to use a particle, and there's a Cameroonian norm for it that regulates the quantity of clay that the soil particle is supposed to contain. Because too much clay, the brick will absorb a lot of water, and the compaction, because you have to compact the brick, it will not be optimal. So we have to, the clay content has to fall in a certain range, as established by the Cameroonian norm on local building materials.
There's a lot of precision happening here. Lady, those people are using some long iron. I don't know what's happening there. Please explain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on there is the Proctor compaction test. It's very commonly used in geotechnical works and civil engineering, and it's used to measure the optimum moisture content at which the soil will be able to reach its dry density at maximum level at a particular compaction. So What I mean by compaction is just compressing the earth. So those huge engines you usually see on the roads while constructing it is just there to compress the earth, and it is done at several different energy levels. So for a particular energy level, there's an amount of water that the soil needs to have for it to reach maximum compression after drying. So this test here is just to know that particular quantity of water to add to the soil before applying that energy for compressing the soil. So yeah, it's particularly useful in road construction for determining the compaction characteristics of our subgrade soils in order to improve on the longevity of our roads.
We want quality roads, right?
Yeah, quality
And this
roads.
is where we manufacture it.
Exactly.
It begins from this lab. Okay, thank you so much. And they're super busy here. I don't want to interrupt the rest of them. But I know it's time for our Vox Pop. Valencia Guefuni is on standby because she wants you to talk. She wants to find out what is this you are actually doing to build Cameroon. It's time to stop pointing fingers elsewhere and take a look at yourself. Vox Pop.
Oh, la, 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 la. You will never win the glory, the
Hello, patients. My name is Elia Mundi. I'm a student from Toussaint Antoine. My dream is to become a medical doctor. What I did to achieve this dream is by studying hard in my secondary school. After my secondary school, I'll move on to the high school. After I'm done with my high school, I'll move on to a professional school abroad. Thank you.
Good morning, patients. My name is Alphonse Amomnia. I'm a year 2 student in STIC, ASMAC, the School of Journalism and Mass Communication here in Yaoundé, called Bissau. So I aspire to be a journalist just as the field I'm studying, and to the steps which I am taking to fulfill this project is that I am presently working on novels and books written by high-class editors so that I learn not just the vocabulary but also their writing skills, which I'm going to apply on my own letters or different books which I'm going to write. That's what I hope to do. And I'm also working with my mentor, Mrs. Mankambe, a journalist, and she gives me some tips which are so useful on writing, especially applications and other like. I hope I'm going to succeed with these steps I'm taking.
Good morning, patients. I'm Etabo Asenu Kwezembe, a student of Sianto Institute. I dream to become an electrical engineer, and to achieve that, I have to go through my studies. That's my masters as well to further my studies. And currently, I also do increase my practical know-how, and I have a team that I've created already, like Asenu, a light electrician, which we base on electrifying houses, building, and doing rewiring under electricity.
Good morning, patients. I am Fontego EHC Angek. I'm a student in Cameroon. With respect to my ambitions, the first one, which is related to my career, is being a veterinary doctor, which I am a final year veterinary student in the School of Veterinary Medicine and Sciences, University of Gaoundé. And my main aim of doing this is to end up as one of the individuals that is going to promote the concept of One Health, which involves the overall well-being of human, animal, and environmental health. This has already begun as my school program helps me to learn about animal health. And if I want to further specialize, I will get a master's in One Health that will enable me to be one of the people that will promote this to reality. Thank you.
Good morning, patients. My name is Ngu Onokinyam. I am a student in the university in Cameroon. What I would like to do in future, what I aspire to do, first of all, is to become a medical doctor. Secondly, I equally have a passion for entrepreneurship, a large-scale rabbit farmer for production of rabbit meat in the Cameroon market. So I've already begun my journey in becoming a medical doctor. I'm a medical student here at General Medicine. So I believe that in 4 years' time, by the grace of God, I'm going to graduate and I will become a medical doctor. That one is already towards the first goal of becoming a medical doctor. Secondly, becoming an entrepreneur. I have started a rabbit farm, and I believe that with time I will grow up to the point where I'll be able to secure contracts with supermarkets, restaurants, hotels, and some individuals in the country. And I equally believe that in the long run, I'll be able to do some exports when the farm must have grown very large. It's called the Poride Estate Farm. So those are the two things I really love. Those are the two things I have passion for as of now: entrepreneurship and being a doctor.
Oh la 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 la. You will never win the
Now, the big question is always not what is your nation doing for you, but what are you doing for your nation? What are you doing to add to this building project called Cameroon? Thank you for your answers, and Valencia, thank you for facilitating that. I'm sure you must be asking, why are we still at the National Advanced School of Public Works? Because we want to see what the future is going to look like, and sometimes it's one brick at a time. That's why Amin Ken is still with me, and he's going to explain what is happening here.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Okay, here presently we have a concrete specimen. Now we always hear about concrete, but what really is concrete? You have to know that concrete is a mixture of sand, water, cement, and aggregates in some definite proportions, because the mixture is not done anyhow. Now, before doing any kind of formulation, we have to characterize our materials, as we said. The aggregates are supposed to be characterized from the sieving test that we saw. The sand too, there are some tests that are carried out on it. Is it okay? Now, before using concrete in our different construction projects, what are we supposed to do? I'll take a simple example. When we have a building, the building is made up of pillars. The pillars are in concrete, right? The charges come from up, and each pillar receives a certain charge, which is applied like this, right? Now, that is a compressive force that is being applied on the material. Now, what does the material do? The material should have that capability to be able to resist to that compressive force. And to do that, what do? We carry out a resistance to compression test on our specimen. Here, as you can see, there is a special norm that guides that test, because each norm here in the laboratory is governed by a particular test. Okay, what is the test considered all about? We take our section that has been prefabricated, we submit it to a hydraulic press. What does the hydraulic press do? As you can see on the values here, the hydraulic press is applying an increasing force. It will apply a force on a given section of the material until rupture of the material. Because at the point of rupture, we assume that the material has obtained its maximum compressive force. Now, how do you obtain that resistance to compression? You take the maximum force that causes the rupture of the material divided by the cross-sectional area on which the force is being applied, and you obtain your resistance to compression in megapascals.
Why is this important, all of this?
Why is it very important? Because we are civil engineers. We are focused on the stability and durability of our construction works. And as I said, concrete is the most widely used materials in all our construction projects. It must be able to resist to all the charges that will be applied to it.
So, Aminka, you're telling me that when you do this job right, we won't have buildings collapsing every now and then?
You are sure. That's why the first step is the laboratory. The reason why the laboratory is very important. Before using this concrete specimen, we have to know what will be its resistance. Then when knowing this value, we cannot implement it at a larger scale.
Imagine having stronger buildings in Cameroon, not hearing of buildings collapsing around, and keeping our inhabitants safe. This is good news, and it's happening in this lab. I'm going to let you all continue doing the good work you do here. In a bit, we'll learn what civil engineering is all about. I'll be having a conversation with a student who will talk about how he intends to contribute into the world when he steps out of the school. But from one engineer to the other, Clarice Fonzewong says there is a young man who has decided to develop local solutions for local communities. She tells us how.
Enos' journey began in a small town where he was captivated by the wonders of science and technology. Growing up, he often found himself dismantling gadgets and electronic devices. His natural curiosity propelled him into the world of engineering, where he realized the potential it holds in bringing change.
I am a Cameroonian full-stack software developer and hardware engineer based in the UK. As for background, I studied mechatronic engineering at the University of Manchester, where I received my bachelor's degree. Furthermore, I studied mechatronic systems at the University of Kingston, where I received my master's degree. And last but not least, I am the founder and CEO of my own company, Just Omni. I went to Sacred Heart College Mancon in Bamenda. I was also invited to the Young Global African Leaders Conference in Kenya at the time, and the Global Leaders African Conference in Washington at the time. So my love for computers and my love for entrepreneurship and leadership started growing. Post high school, I got admitted to the University of Manchester in England, where I pursued my lifelong goal of mechatronic engineering, and I learned so much. So much, in fact, that I was actively involved in winning the Embedded Systems Prize in my second year of university and graduated with honors. And then I proceeded to Kingston University, London, where I graduated as the best engineering student of my year.
After earning his degree in engineering, Eno embarked on a mission to leverage his skills to address the pressing issue faced by his community. Eno embarked on finding innovative solutions that can uplift his fellow citizens.
I don't think it is one single event that inspired me to be an engineer, but is a combination of multiple events involving family and environment working together with the hand of God. During my 10 years, I actually worked at Marché Central, where my love for computers was furthered. I used to fix computers at Marché Central, and I also used to pedal in computers.
GSOPNI, Geographic Information System and Omni Technology Solutions, has as mission to integrate engineering, geographic information systems, and modern digital tools to address challenges.
My platform is a geospatial information service geared towards everyone, everywhere, in every sector or any region. And what we aim to do is to foster real-time stakeholder collaboration. Just Omni as a platform is not sector specific. We pride ourselves as a white label platform, and we're able to adapt to every single form of sector specific workflow, be it in e-agriculture, as mentioned in the example, be it in e-governance, be it in e-marketing, be it in healthcare, be it in education, or be you a group of NGOs that has a community that you want to bring to life, we will be able to help you.
Eno's impact extends beyond engineering. He deeply values mentorship. He regularly organizes workshops and seminars where he shares his knowledge and experience with young, inspiring engineers and entrepreneurs.
Although I am situated abroad, I would like to say I proudly fly the Cameroonian banner everywhere I go. Cameroon, especially Cameroonian youths, I would like to tell you that your location does not determine your potential. Cameroon faces real challenges in healthcare, in education, in agriculture, in e-governance, and we can look at these as challenges, but most of all, we should look at these as opportunities to develop real world-class solutions. I believe Cameroonians have the ability to start developing the solutions one step at a time. We should use what we have and make full use of collaboration and education. And most of all, we should bring these solutions to life. We should not let them sit in a vault somewhere or on a paper somewhere or an idea in our heads. We should actually put the solutions into practice and see how they evolve.
Through these mentorship programs, he encourages the youth to embark on technology as a catalyst for
Just Omni's mission is to create a unified digital platform where stakeholders can come together, connect, collaborate, and explore mapped resources in real time. And our vision is to transform the way people and organizations interact around these resources.
Eno believes that innovation should be accessible to all. He is committed to break down barriers for young people by showcasing success stories and promoting collaboration. He inspired confidence and determination with his community. He emphasizes that local talent holds the key to sustainable development, and with the right support and resource, young Cameroonians can drive change in their own way.
Now, as a final message to my fellow Cameroonian youth, I would like to say that the last best time to plant a tree might have been 10 years ago, but the next best time is right now at this moment. I would like to tell my fellow Cameroonian youth to pick up that pen, pick up that book, make that first design, write that first line of code. We shouldn't wait for the future of Cameroon to happen to us. We should be the ones that build that future with determination and resilience.
As he continues to embark on various engineering projects, Eno remains grounded in his mission to foster innovation in
Though
Cameroon.
I am situated abroad, I would like to say I proudly fly the Cameroonian banner everywhere I go. Cameroon, especially Cameroonian youths, I would like to tell you that your location does not determine your potential. Cameroon faces real challenges in healthcare, in education, in agriculture, in e-governance, and we can look at these as challenges, but most of all, we should look at these as opportunities to develop real world-class solutions. I believe Cameroonians have the ability to start developing the solutions one step at a time.
Through his unwavering dedication and passion for mentorship, he is shaping the narratives of what it means to be a young professional in Africa and Cameroon today. Eno serves as a reminder that change is possible with engineers like him who are committed to local solutions and community upliftment. The future of Cameroon looks brighter than ever.
What a motivational story, Clarice. It's always good to see a young Cameroonian go into his local community, identify a problem, research so hard so he can provide the solution. Thumbs up. This is the beautiful Cameroon we're celebrating. The National Youth Day is happening tomorrow. It's going to be the 60th edition. And Sally Enanga Tekemba is so keen on young Cameroonians who have chosen to transform ideas into solutions, especially in entrepreneurship. Sally is already in the southwest region of Cameroon. But before you come on, Sally, just want to remind you, come back right after, because we'll be talking about this, because there are Cameroonian youths who are ready to construct some strong and sturdy roads, and they'll be telling us all about that. But Sally, my question to you is, what are your thoughts on the theme of this year's Youth Day? How can you apply it? You're a youth yourself, Sally.
Good morning. My name is Kunujwa Dingana. I'm actually a civil engineer and a waste manager. I've been into civil engineering all my life, from secondary school through university to a master's degree, and decided to go in for a second master's degree in natural resources and environmental management, specialized actually in waste management. It is actually a passion for me to see where we can get a greener world a healthier world, a world free from debris or debt. As a civil engineer, my interest has been trying to use uh, resources, local building materials, or sustainable building materials to be able to deliver and have structures that are not just engineering, but also structures that are affordable and within our context. For example, I advocate for us to use compressed earth bricks rather than using the conventional cement blocks, because cement actually is the number 7 pollutant when it comes to the ranking of pollutants on the environment. So it already tells us how much that destroys our planet and our environment. My interest is how do we solve the problem of waste management. So I created an association called the Green Initiative Association. It is it's a local community-based association where we try to sensitize people. We teach people on how they can transform their own waste, household waste, into rich compost or rich organic manure.
So with this, we interconnect the various lightning circuits, like lightning loads like this light bulb, and we also have sockets that have been introduced in the system, which have automatically become smart sockets that can be controlled by our application.
Thank you so much, Sally. What a rich package from the southwest region of Cameroon. It's time for us to talk about this bridge. Remember, I promised you that, and he's part of those who constructed it. It's a project, right?
Yes, it's a project indeed.
What's your name?
My name is Grim Siazangrim Jr.
Okay, so you're part of the civil engineering
Club,
department.
yeah.
And the club made this.
Actually.
So I know this looks like a bridge, but explain it.
Yeah, actually, thank you for the floor. I would like to begin by saying that a successful bridge begins by a physical model just like this one. Actually, this is a physical model of the superstructure of a bridge. It was designed by the members of the Civil Engineering Club in order to meet the requirements of all the members who do not have the chance to go and do internships and have the chance to see how these bridges are realized. But before explaining all the parts, it's important for us to know what we call a bridge. A bridge is any structure that is designed and built over a physical obstacle, such as a valley, a road, or any other obstacle. And it is constructed in order to permit a safe passage for vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists.
Yeah.
Now, independent of the materials that are used to construct these bridges are divided into 3 major parts. We have the foundation, we have the substructure, and we equally have the superstructure. The foundation is principally composed of footings that transmit all the charges of the bridges to the soil. Above the foundation, we have the substructure, principally composed of piles and abutments that take up all the charges applied on the superstructure. Right now, we have the superstructure, which is illustrated by this physical model. As we can see, this superstructure is a bridge slab deck.
What does that mean?
Yeah, actually, it represents this width. It represents the main component of the superstructure of the bridge because it has a major role of taking all the charges that are applied to the bridge, whether the charges can be traffic loads, wind loads, and even accidental loads such as floods. We know that in our country, like in other countries, we have severe environmental hazards such as floods that can generally compromise the structural integrity of these bridges.
Yeah.
So apart from the considerable width slab, you also have a thin layer of pavement. The thin layer of pavement is there to cover the slab.
Is this what's here?
Yes, no, here is it,
The pavement.
this black actually.
Okay, yeah.
It covers the deck, preventing it from degradation, thank you. And also it permits a safe comfort for road users. We have as well
This.
parapets. Parapets that are found on the sidewalk. Actually, they have a main reason. We call them bridge equipments, and their function is to provide a security for road users during eventual accidents.
Tell us what motivated you to do this prototype, right?
Yes?
What motivated you? Is it something you identified in how our bridges are constructed and you wanted to show how it can be done better?
Yeah, actually, thank you for the question. That question is very insightful. Actually, we realize that in Cameroon, majority of bridges are composed of reinforced concrete. Why reinforced concrete? Because reinforced concrete is very resistant and very durable. And we have different type of we have different type of superstructures of bridges. We can have slab decks or we can have girder bridges. But actually we decided to realize this slab deck because we saw that it is very resistant compared to girder bridges. Actually, slab decks are perfect for small span bridges and medium span bridges. But girder bridges, they can be performant for small span bridges, but not very performant for large span bridges.
Let's establish this for a Cameroonian to understand. What is an example of an area in Cameroon where this kind of bridge will be useful?
Yeah, actually, we have tropical areas. In tropical areas where there is a link between markets and farmlands, there is a growing population and we have agricultural products that generally have to live from tropical areas or farmlands to markets. And generally these farmlands are not accessible. That is why we really need infrastructures such as bridges that will span over physical obstacles such as valleys, roads, and water bodies.
Okay, let me break it down again. In what part of Cameroon? Give a location where we can have a bridge like this.
Yeah, actually, like my thesis, I will give the example of my thesis. Actually, I'm a fifth year civil engineering.
No, I need you to tell me a place. You could be like in Boya, in Bamenda, in Yaoundé, in Kongsamba. Where can we use a bridge like this?
We can use this bridge in the littoral region.
All right.
Specifically in the Cam division. Yes.
Okay, so basically, we want to know how you are seeing this being applied in the future. Are there some things you're going to add so our bridges look better in the future?
Yeah, actually, bridges is an incorporation of both aesthetics, of both structural integrity and cost effectiveness. Actually, we realize in Cameroon, not only in Cameroon, in other countries, bridges are faced with various environmental hazards, such as floods. So as a postgraduate student, my humble recommendation,
yes, please.
Yes, thank you, is that we should properly do projections on climatic data, because the climate we have today cannot possibly be the climate we have in 30 years, 40 years actually. So we have to take into consideration a simulation or a projection of these climate changes in order to perfectly adapt these climate changes into the standard codes we use to construct these bridges. I think with that, it will reduce the amount of bridges that generally collapse. And another recommendation is that we use proper materials, that is safe concrete, safe aggregate, safe cement.
Thank you very much. Because as we said when we started the program, these are the young people who are at the heart of great hopes. And if you have already a projection, then we know our future is in safe hands.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
WW, remember when you were young, you had prospects for a career as a journalist. Now you tell us that you're going to profile a young Cameroonian in the sports domain who has a dream to become one of the greatest. Who is that person? Tell us about it.
Over the years, young people have been part and parcel of the sporting world. In the multiple disciplines we have, the youths are in the hearts of the operations. In football, the young people are into it in their millions across the world, like in Cameroon. One of them is Conrad Ikosenjuma. From childhood, his interest to practice the beautiful game has been unstoppable.
I started with Catholic University Sports Academy in Boya, where I was the highest goal scorer of regional league. After I went to Victoria United of Popo, where I was the highest goal scorer in the Cup of Cameroon, and later I went to ISOSA, Eyes of Hope Sports Academy, where I was the highest goal scorer in Elite 2. And now I'm trying to adapt. I believe I'm adapting to Elite 1, my second year in Colombe, and I wish to replicate my former achievements in the lower division.
Every new day, he is making progress and breaking new grounds. Conrad Ikosenjuma is one of the forwards of Cameroon's Elite 1 football club, Colombe Sportif of the Ja and Lobo. He scored the lone goal in Colombe's Day 3 outing of the MT Elite 1 League for the 2025-2026 football season.
I thank God for my goal today. It really made me proud, and I'm glad to give my team the 3 points.
Thanks to his efforts to make things happen and write his own names on the annals of Cameroon and world football, Conrad Juma has the support of his coach.
Juma is a guy who we know that he can do it. The boy was injured for a long time. Now he's finding a way to come back. But we trust him. He's a good player. And then I think today this goal can give him more confidence.
Like any other young person, Conrad has a dream.
I want to play in the highest level possible.
With the energy being put in, staying focused as he is today, and standing up to the rigors of discipline, there is certainly no stopping for Conrad Ikosenjuma. It is a matter of time. Cameroon and the rest of the world will hear from him.
Sports dreams are always fantastical. Thank you so much, Double W. You know, at the heart of Cameroon's great hopes are young people who are ready, skilled, and committed. And this is a perfect representation right here, representing the civil engineering department of the school. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, so I was doing my research and it was said that civil engineering is the backbone for national development. How true is that?
That's more than true. That's so true. Yeah. Looking at history, one of the display of luxury and civilization and growth has always been infrastructural development. We can look at countries around the world, like if you compare countries in the West, I'm not trying to belittle, but you can measure and scale how advanced a country is from another by how creative they are in their infrastructure. Civil engineering is really, civil engineering means about the civilian, building an environment that is conducive for his work and making life fulfilling. Yeah, so that's what I can say.
So is civil engineering done right in Cameroon? How can you explain that?
Right is relative. Civil engineering is the conception, construction, and maintenance of infrastructure. And infrastructure is not limited to buildings. It's called green and gray. It means the natural means the trees, plants, and other stuff, and the buildings. In Cameroon, we have our culture, we have our traditions, we have things that are unique to us that are not of the world. So that answer can only be, the question to that answer can only be relative to what our goal is and what our dream is. Because, for example, if you're talking about right or wrong, and you're comparing to a country like Egypt, where we have pyramids. If we start building pyramids and we are good at it, we can't say we have succeeded because we are not Egyptians. Mm-hmm. So it's with respect to what we want and what our goal is. If we're serious about that, we can say if civil engineering is done right or wrong.
But as a Cameroonian, a young Cameroonian, what do you think Cameroon needs when it comes to civil engineering? And what do you think you're going to contribute once you're out of the school?
All right, these are two distinct questions. What Cameroon needs is most Cameroonians have to embrace the country and love the country and embrace the uniqueness of the country. I think it's only with that that we will take a lot of things we're doing personal. I'm not talking at the national level, I'm talking even as individuals in each department. So Cameroonians need to really embrace their identity and who they are. And if they do that, it will show in a lot of things that is done. One thing we should not do is to not compare a lot. We can learn from other countries, but we shouldn't compare. I think if we can appreciate what we have and believe that is enough, we will do a lot more than what we are doing currently. About me, what I plan to do, like during my years, I'm actually a graduate student, almost at the age of completion. While schooling and learning during the five years of my training, I pondered and asked myself, what exactly am I doing? What am I doing? What do I plan to do? And it's so tempting to just go through 5 years, only thinking about what job you get, what will you do, and all that stuff. But I look at the situation of the country, some situations of the country, not all, through the lenses of my field. And one of the things is water, and that's really something I want to look at because there's population expansion, there's immigration, there is urban development, and all this stuff are increasing, and if we don't look into it, it's really going to be a problem in the future. Water is going to be a problem in the future. So that's where my focus is. I'm focusing on providing solutions that can help solve water issues that are currently going on.
So what are some of those solutions you've come up with? I know you're still working on it,
Yeah,
so what do you have so far?
Okay, currently I'm working on a project which is it's actually my thesis theme. It's providing a sustainable water supply system for Limbe. So Limbe is it's a coastal area, but yet there are many parts of Limbe that have water issues, and that's a paradox because that's near the sea, and there should be a lot of water. So my solution the problems that actually face in Limbe are not actually problems. They are just consequences of not having a good water supply system. So my solution is designing one. I'm taking as a project. I'm designing one that will solve these problems if implemented and properly maintained. Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Well, thank you so much, Brian, for having this conversation with me. You have set the foundation on our understanding of civil engineering. It's about people.
Yeah.
It's not just about the work you do, but it should be able to benefit people.
Definitely.
And it's not only about buildings, it's also about preserving our environment.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And there's lots to learn if you come back after the news in the French language. The third part of Cameroon Feeling, we're going to focus on urban development. I think you mentioned that. Urban development and loads of culture. So stay with us.